It's a crazy weekend in the world of professional wrestling. 3 shows coming up. Holy crap. Everybody put on your seatbelts. How will you all survive? I don't fucking know. But anyway, it is Friday the 13th, December 13th, 2019. And it is also another installment of Around the Point. I am Steve. Thank you all for tuning in into the video, to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button down below. Give the video a big old thumbs up. Share it through social media, wherever it is that you share videos. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. If you are on Twitter, if you want to talk about what's going on the show, use that hashtag that you see on the bottom of the right, hashtag ATPoint. So again, everything that we're talking about on the show, you can talk about on Twitter or in the comment threads below, what have you. All right. I am feeling tired. It's been a crazy week with work. The holidays are getting closer. I still got to buy gifts. Hopefully, all of you guys are having a better week than I am. But I'm looking forward to the weekend. I really am honestly looking forward to the weekend. You know, you have 3 wrestling shows coming up. Today's Ring of Honor's Final Battle 2019, which I totally forgot about. I was literally reminded today's Final Battle. Like, holy shit. Awesome. I know CZW doing Cage of Death as well, but I don't watch CZW, so it is what it is. Tomorrow is NWA Into the Fire. Also is UFC 245, Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington. Shut up and take my money on that one. And then Sunday is WWE TLC 2019. WWE's final pay-per-view of the year. And what a card. Holy shit. All that and more. So much to get into. So again, guys, thank you all for tuning in. All right. It's crazy because today is Friday the 13th. And my local tattoo parlor that literally is next door to my house. I shit you not, it's next door to my house. I have a barbershop and a tattoo parlor next door to my house. I shit you not. I cannot make this up. And they're having this Friday the 13th sale where just crazy sales on tattoos and shit. So I know for a fact in a couple of minutes, in a couple of hours or so, my whole area by my house, the parking lot spaces and all that shit will be packed. So I am lucky I have a spot that I parked in earlier. When I come back home from work, it might be a different story. So there's that. I want to get a tattoo real soon. Fun fact, I don't have a tattoo. I don't. It's weird because I'm 29 years old and I don't have a tattoo yet. I know it's weird. I know. But I feel like it will happen. I will get one eventually. I feel like the first tattoo, I think it's obvious, right? Should have a fucking meaning behind it. I see people that walk the streets, walking through life and shit, and they got like 12 different tattoos and shit. Some on the face, a whole sleeve. That's fine. It is what it is. Do you? It's your body at the end of the day. I just personally feel that the first tattoo should have a meaning behind it. But that's just me, of course. Also, before I go any forward, before I move on with anything that's going on in the show, I did announce on Twitter a couple of days ago that I have a new kitchen range, basically, right? And it's under my name, so technically it's mine. I have a new kitchen, a new stove set, everything. It's mine, basically, right? And with that, a lot of people ask me, hey, yo, over the years, hey, yo, Steve, when are you doing another cooking video? I haven't done one in almost 3 years. And that ended a couple of days ago. A couple of days ago, I recorded my first cooking video in almost 3 fucking years or so. That's what it feels like. And it will be up sometime next week. It will be uploaded on the channel. I'm going to be real about it. I'm not proud of the video, to be honest. I could have done way better. But keep this in mind, I haven't done a cooking video. Let me be correct. In almost 3 years. So bear with me on that. Okay? I did say also in the video, I'm going to say here now, you know, I've had an itch to do one for a long time, but the reality, the kitchen was not my kitchen. It was an old kitchen. It was beat down. Fuck that. And now that I have a new kitchen, a new everything under my name, I feel I cannot wait. I couldn't wait to do a video, right? So that video will drop sometime in the upcoming week. You won't know when. It'll just drop, and there you go. So it'll be the return of Heel in the Kitchen. I cannot wait for you guys to watch it and all that stuff and just flame me and criticize or just say, oh, amazing stuff. But again, one thing that I'm passionate about besides professional wrestling and combat sports is cooking. So there's that as well, okay? It's funny because throughout this whole time, I've been watching, besides wrestling channel, people that are within my circle that do what I do as well, I've been watching a lot of cooking videos from like Sam the Cook Guy and Binging with Babish and anything on Munchies. Action Bronson, Mayhem Loren, and stuff like that. And again, watching those videos, even Maddie Madison is another one as well, that I do like watching how they cook and stuff like that. And even this other guy, I forgot his name already, but he's like this old fat guy. He's like this old fat guy. He lives in Connecticut. I recommend you guys watch this. It's hilarious. Like, it's not the type of shit that you would imagine, right? But when he cooks it, it's fucking amazing. I'm trying to find the channel right now on my phone as I'm doing this podcast right now. But the channel is, let's see here, 1 second here. If I can find it right now. Chapini's Classic, right? Chapini, there you go. It's Chapini's. I'll post a link on Twitter later on, so you have to check that out as well. And again, the guy cooks amazing stuff as well. And again, all that stuff that I've been watching, I've had the itch to really make a cooking video, and I'm happy that I'm able to do one now. I plan on doing 2 more before the year ends. Just keep that in mind too. So as we go through with this, I'll get better with the videos. And also in 2020, I do plan on making cooking videos a big thing on this channel as well. I'm going to switch things up a little. We're going to change things up a little bit, switch them up, and from there, we'll see how things go. All right. This weekend, and this week that just passed, but this weekend more importantly, has been crazy, right? We got 3 shows coming up this weekend. We have the UFC fight as well. Seth Rollins turned heel. Holy shit. Lana thinks that CM Punk is a misogynist. I don't know why. Apparently, she's also getting death threats. There have been suspensions. There's been Hall of Fame inductees already. People going into the Hall of Fame already. It's not even fucking WrestleMania season yet, but we're almost there. The year's ending. WrestleMania season is right around the corner. I cannot wait. Let's get into it. Let's get into all this shit, right? So, WWE has suspended 2 people. It was reported a couple days ago on the news. And it's funny because when the news came out, oh my God, WWE suspends 2 superstars. I'm thinking big names, right? You think of, let's say, a Seth Rollins or a Roman Reigns, a King Corbin, right? Rusev, Lashley, you name it, right? The works, right? And then you hear that it's Robert Roode and Primo. Fucking Primo. I'm like, who gives a shit? Who cares? Let's be real about it. The show will not change with or without them, right? Robert Roode, the last time we saw him apparently was on SmackDown a couple weeks ago, I believe. Yeah, Robert Roode was last seen on WWE television at the end of November, a match on SmackDown against Roman Reigns. The match ended with Robert Roode having a table dumped on him. On commentary later, mentioned that he'd been stretchered out of the arena. And Primo has been working in Puerto Rico with the Five promotion alongside Epico. So it's not like, again, the show will be affected. It does suck that Robert Roode will be gone. Because think about this, right? And I thought about this for a while, too. I didn't know what was going on. Keep that in mind. The whole thing that happened this past Friday on SmackDown with both with Roman Reigns and King Corbin and Ziggler with the dog food, right? There's a moment where, Roman was fighting everyone off, and there was a guy under the ring trying to hold on to Roman's leg. I literally thought that it was fucking, what's his name? I thought that was Robert Roode. Like, holy shit, it's Robert Roode. That's insane. It's crazy. And no, it was not. Apparently he's suspended, so there is that. And again, I don't want to come off with, oh my God, it's the end of the world, because it's not. It's not the end of the world. It is what it is, guys. We can move on from this, and that's that, okay? Now let's get into some predictions, because again, we do have 3 shows that are coming up this weekend alone. Let's get into NWA Into the Fire. Now, myself and Big Mike, we did our predictions on last Sunday's installment of the Team Hill podcast, episode 316. So what we're going to do right now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to play the clip. It's like a 9-minute clip from episode 316 where myself and Big Mike from Big Mike Wrestling Recap Show, guys, show his channel some love. Hit that subscribe button on this channel as well. We previewed and predicted NWA Into the Fire. So it's about 9 minutes long almost. So if you've watched it already, you can skip ahead. And if you have not, give it a watch and check out how me and Big Mike predict NWA Into the Fire. Enjoy. I know you don't watch that much NWA since Cornette left, right? Like, you don't really...
Yeah. I'll predict with you. It don't matter.
It's here and there. Okay, here and there. So I have the card right here. Okay. Oh, by the way, I did watch episode 9. The Rock and Roll Express are the new tag team champions. They beat the Wild Cards of Thomas Latimer, a.k.a. Bram, and Royce Isaacs. I'll be real about it. I know a lot of people laughed at it. The Rock and Roll Express, this and that. I'll be real about it. I was kind of happy. I was with it. I know a lot of people frowned on it. It's so stupid. It was a cool moment, to say the least, right?
Yeah, I laughed at it, but hey, it is what it is. How many times have they won those titles? Like what? A gazillion?
I guess. Now they're 9 times, bro.
9 times with that company alone?
Yeah, 9-time NWA tag team champions, bro.
Jesus.
They're pioneers, bro. Okay, so we have the card. We have the Rock and Roll Express of Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. They're old as shit. Versus the Wild Cards in a rematch for the NWA World Tag Team Championships. I think, again, that what we saw on TV a couple of weeks, like literally last week, was just a moment thing. I do feel like the Wild Card will get the belts back, so I'm going with the Wild Cards getting their belts back here. Mike, would you agree with that 100%?
Yep.
All right, fair enough here. We have here as well triple threat match for the NWA National Championship. You have Boom Boom Colt Cabana, that's how they call him on television. Boom Boom Colt Cabana versus Aaron Stevens, formerly known as Damien Mizdow, Damien Sandow, right? Versus Ricky Starks.
I like Ricky Starks.
I like him. You know who I like too, yo? They're a ring announcer, yo, for the show.
Oh, yeah.
Not Joe Galli, but the other one. I like Joe Galli too. I like Joe Galli as well.
Yeah, the dude who does the podium interviews.
Yeah. Ricky Starks. Aaron Stevens. Colt Cabana. I like him. He's pretty cool. To all my Spanish people, that guy looks like Don Francisco. But that's beside the point, okay? It should be a fun little match. Triple threat. They've done this whole thing where Aaron Stevens had lost to Ricky Starks. He did have a win over him this past week on television with help of the question mark.
Yeah.
I do see Colt Cabana retaining his title. I do not see any reason why he'd take the belt off him right now. But that's just me, of course. We have the question mark versus Trevor Murdoch going one-on-one. Should be a fun little exhibition match. I think it's obvious to everyone, not just to me, but to everyone. I think it's obvious, not just to everyone, that the question mark is Josephus. Big Mike, after you're done, go to Pro Wrestling Unlimited on YouTube. You're going to laugh.
You talking about that video with that girl?
What happened? Can I ask? We'll get into that momentarily. We'll get into that a little bit after this prediction. Because why not?
I watched it.
Is it funny? Is it worth the watch for laughter?
I mean...
Because I'll be real about it. I get it. They bust their ass on that channel. But, like, bruh. I'm just going to say it. They come off as dorks. They come off as dorks, bro. I'm sorry, they come off as dorks.
I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Like, all of them, Sap, they're all dorks, bro. That dork from Cincinnati, yo, for real.
I know what he's getting at, though. We'll put her in her own there. She's British.
We'll get into it in a little bit, okay? But we have here the question mark Trevor Murdoch. I'm going to go with the question mark. Even though Trevor Murdoch has had some wins in the NWA. But I give it to the question mark here. He's over his shit, by the way. I don't know if you caught that or not, Mike. We have Allison Kay and Ashley Vox versus Melina and either Marty Bell or Thunder Rosa. Okay. This is my only critique about this. Why? Okay, this is your first pay-per-view. allegedly, right, under the NWA banner in a long time, is NWA 70. Why is your women's champion being placed in a tag team match when she should be defending her title?
I don't know. It's like the same thing was Bray Wyatt not defending his title.
Yeah, against fucking The Miz. It's the fucking Mr. Rogers Bray versus The Miz. I don't know why. Right? So when are we getting Brian versus The Fiend? I have no idea. Was that a way to write Brian off television for a while so he can be a dad? I don't know.
I don't know, man. Who knows? We'll get into that later.
I wonder what Corbin wrote that got restricted. I wonder what it is.
What happened?
Okay, and I agree. They don't have enough women in the NWA. I do agree with that as well. They gotta bring more. Hopefully next season they do bring in more women. I do hope they do. But at the same time, though, in my opinion, it should be Allison Kay versus Thunder Rosa. That's what it should be. In my humble opinion. You could have debuted Melina at the pay-per-view. That's just me, but it is what it is. We have Eli. That being said, I don't really care who wins this match. I really don't care. It is not a knock on these women. It's whatever. We have Eli Drake versus Ken Anderson. It should be a fun match. Probably the match of the night, low key. Could be the match of the night. These two guys can go out and they can deliver. The battle of the trash talker. I really wish there was more like promo time between these two guys on television. That's just me, right? Yeah. I say Eli Drake gets to win. Give it to Eli Drake. Yeah. This could easily be a title eliminator if you really wanted to. But again, we'll see.
Yeah, it could be.
Then we have the main event. Nick Aldis defending the NWA World Championship, the 10 pounds of gold, in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the NWA World Championship versus James Storm. So each guy chose a referee for their respective fall. So Brian Hebner will referee the first fall, right? But per the request of James Storm, and per the request of Nick Aldis, Tim Storm will referee the second fall. It should be a fun match. I like the story they did here about how, in James Storm's eyes, Nick Aldis has been ducking him, how the NWA has been protecting Nick Aldis from James Storm. I like that story behind it, right? But at the same time, I have been enjoying Nick Aldis' work here in the NWA. I have been enjoying it. Not saying I'm not enjoying James Storm's also, but I think there's still some juice in that run right now, him being champion. Yeah. I think what you do, you have Tim Storm screw over James Storm, if you will. Because again, seemed like Tim Storm has been this quiet, good going, respectful guy who's losing to Nick Aldis, right?
Right.
He's never getting a shot at the NWA World title. He's not.
Right.
So we might as well just go.
And see, NWA knows how to use that stipulation right instead of AEW. Just saying.
Exactly. Facts. Absolutely. So for me, I'm going with Nick Aldis retaining his championship. Mike?
Yeah. I'll go with that too.
Okay.
Who do you see taking that off of him, though?
I don't know. It's probably somebody else. Somebody outside the NWA.
Okay.
That's the thing. Who, though? Who do you have go over there? You know what I mean? That's the thing.
If it's an outsider, then I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe, it could be Eli Drake. It could be James Storm for all we know, right? For all we know, I could be wrong.
Yeah, down the line, Eli Drake, because, he has it.
Yeah, he does.
Has what it takes.
Absolutely. But there's this NWA into the fire this Saturday night. Going down on pay-per-view. Also, it was announced that Stu Bennett, the former Bray Wyatt, will be doing the play-by-play along with Joe Galli.
The former what?
Stu Bennett, the former Bad News Barrett, Wade Barrett. What did I say?
You said the former Bray Wyatt.
My bad. The former. Blame the weed.
Oh my god.
Blame the weed, yo. Stu Bennett, the former Bad News Barrett, will be calling the action with Joe Galli.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I heard the colognes were released. I heard about that too. Luke Harper, NWA, do a debut there. I don't know yet. I mean, we don't even know if Luke Harper has a no-compete clause in his contract. or in his release. I don't know. We don't even know. I got him
No,
released.
he can wrestle right ahead. I heard that.
Okay.
You know.
Then I say he shows up in. I hope you guys really check out NWA Into the Fire. I did say a long time ago that NWA really, it's unique. It's different. It's studio wrestling, like it was back in the day. And I look forward to season number 2. I look forward to seeing Stu Bennett, the former Wade Barrett. I did say Bray Wyatt in the prediction, but it was an LOL moment, if you will. On commentary, it looks like he's replacing Jim Cornette. I could be wrong on that, but we'll see what happens with that as well. But again, guys, give me your thoughts on NWA Into the Fire. If you're watching it or not on Fight TV, what have you, or if not, let me know in the comment threads or on Twitter, what have you. I will do a review sometime in the week as well with that. Also, let's talk about Seth fucking Rollins now that we're at it, right? Seth Rollins turned heel on Monday. He finally joined with AOP. The heel turn is complete, and the world is back at a happy place. So if you guys watched on Monday Night Raw, Kevin Owens had a steel pipe, and he was ready to find AOP. AOP showed up in a van, and Owen with the pipes are beating the fuck out of the van, breaking the windows, all that stuff. He opens the back of the van, and AOP from behind attacked Kevin Owens. And then you find out the person sitting behind the van was revealed to be Seth Rollins. And people were like, oh my God, and in shock, but I wasn't shocked at all. And the beatdown happened, and then Rollins hit the curb stomp on Owens on the concrete, taking out Kevin Owens. And then Rollins came out later on in the night, cut a promo, talking about how he did all for the fans, and they never once gave a shit. They never appreciate him. And that now, he got to do things on his terms now. How he beat the Beast twice and nothing and all that stuff. And let's be real about it. This needed to happen. This heel turn was long overdue. Seth Rollins has been getting stale as a babyface. Can we agree on that? 100%? Now that he's a heel, I look forward to seeing what he's going to do. I think, honestly, aligning himself with AOP, great. Honestly, a couple years ago, if the idea of, hey, let's turn Roman Reigns a heel, align him with AOP. What this does as well, it gives AOP TV time. More importantly, even though, yeah, they've been getting it on TV these past couple of weeks, but you give them more shine. And Rollins rubs off on AOP as well. And I do believe that, hey, we're not getting the match at TLC between Rollins and Owen because, again, it's not advertised on Wikipedia. I could be wrong. Again, it's Friday today. It could be announced later on in the day. I don't fucking know. I do feel that Rollins will have an appearance at TLC. There will be some brawl, but I don't see a match happening. Why would there? Why would there be a match? Why? You say that, I think, for Raw for the next couple of weeks, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes on as well. Okay, but guys, give me your thoughts on Seth Rollins turning heel. Your thoughts on what do you expect next from all this? Let me know in the comment thread. Let me know on Twitter at HeelSteven and all that fun stuff. Before I go any further, I want to give also a big shout out to my graphic designer, the one and the only Salrex. If you are a YouTuber, a podcaster, you want awesome graphics and overlays done for your channel, your podcast, hit the man up on Twitter at SRXGFX. Tell him that I sent you. Not only is he responsible for the graphic design that you see on Around the Point with this overlay or the logo of Around the Point, but he's also done amazing graphic designs, not just for me, like I said, but for JD from NY206, the host of Off the Script, the Solemn Monster, the host of the Solemn Monster Sounds Off, House of Glory Wrestling, Big Mike, and so many other people. I don't mean to be cocky when I say this shit, but I think that Salrex is, without a shadow of a doubt, the best graphic designer in the IWC. And if you don't believe me, again, hit him up. He'll work with you. And again, you'll like the results. Believe me when I say that. Okay? Believe me when I say you will love the fucking results. So, with that being said, let's get into our predictions for WWE TLC 2019 is going down this Sunday. This Sunday, live on pay-per-view on the WWE Network. That's an ugly picture of the Fiend. Let me just say that right now. So, I have the card right here, right? There's literally 7 matches on this card. I shit you not. 7 matches on this card. Okay? Let's be real about it. This card was literally made in a week. They didn't even try with this card. This card feels very, very lackluster. This should be like a house show. This screams more like a house show to me than a fucking pay-per-view. And this is how they're ending the year, by the way. So we start off, right? We start from the bottom to the top. The Viking Raiders of Eric and Ivar are defending the Raw Tag Team Championships. That's right. And they issued an open challenge, right? But apparently, yeah, on Monday they beat the Street Profits, and now they're issuing another open challenge, right? The following day on Backstage. And this time it's for TLC. So we don't know who they're facing. I say you put in their AOP, in my honest opinion. I think AOP, the way you build them up with Rollins, you build them up, right, as the new Shield, if you will, or they're protectors of Rollins, if you will. You put in there AOP versus Eric and Ivar and Eric, or whatever the fuck they're called, the Viking Raiders, and have AOP take the tag titles off of them. Let them be the one to give them their first L. That's what I would do. Or I know they lost already, but you can't get the idea, right? Let them beat the Viking Raiders in the situation. We then go from that to Rusev versus Bobby Lashley, who will be with Lana, in a tables match. Now, it's funny because Lana has been in talks this week alone. She wins this week's LOL tweet. I know Solomon will call it sad tweet, but fuck it, I'll take it anyway too. This week's sad tweet, in my opinion, goes to Lana. And also the fact that apparently Lana did an interview, I think, with the comicbook.com. She talked about how apparently she's been receiving death threats because of the storyline with Lashley and Rusev and stuff like that. So, before we get into that, let's talk about these stuff, shall we? Let's talk about this whole situation. So, CM Punk on Backstage talked about how he would book, or fantasy book, Lana, Lashley, Rusev, how you would have Lana marry Lashley, then get divorced, and then Lana, as revenge, would find a tag team to beat up Lashley and Rusev to the point where the new tag team will be bored of Lana. And at WrestleMania, you do this whole thing where Lana's in a shark cage and the losing team keeps Lana, right? To which CM Punk went on Twitter, right? I have it right here. And basically said, loser keeps Lana match, just booked you through Mania, Chica, you're welcome, right? And he tagged in Rusev and hashtag WWE Backstage and Lana and all that stuff, right? To which Lana responds, and I think this is so stupid, by the way. I know you've been away from WWE for several years. Perhaps moving forward, you will favor hashtag WWE and FS1 by refraining from misogynistic comments like Chica. Thank you. First of all, and I'm looking at the replies, right? The replies are hilarious, right? And people saying, is she really this stupid? Holy shit, by, I guess, this person right here. Tony the Pizza Guy, it's like, what the fuck? Complete clownery. Again, there's all these stuff. People just going off on Lana, like, for real. If the Lexman writes here, if Chica offends you, I'd hate to imagine how you feel about your current storyline, because that's way worse. And again, you're talking to someone who's Hispanic, right? And again, here's the definition of Chica: a girl or a young woman, often as a form of dress, basically, right? And here's the thing about it, okay? People are just like literally going off on Lana for this shit. And as an Hispanic, Chica means, hey girl, basically, right? Like, hey Chica, come here. Or baby, come here, basically, right? So the fact that for Lana, this is misogynistic is so stupid. And I know what you're trying to do as well. Trying to get this whole movement to go off on CM Punk. And CM Punk's not a misogynist, come on. I think that's stupid to really think. But that made Lana look so fucking stupid, in my opinion. It's just fucking sad. And then she talked about how apparently she received death threats. So she recently spoke with comicbook.com and talked about, if I can find it here we go. Talked about, again, the death threat that she'd been receiving over this current storyline with Bobby Lashley against real-life husband Rusev. And this is what she said, in quote, "I personally have received a lot of death threats," Lana said. In the out of character interview, I've gotten calls from like WWE and FBI, people actually threatening WWE, having death threats on me, and the FBI has had to call me to protect me. And I get death threats on my comments on Instagram, on Twitter. I mean, people are bullies. I mean, today I opened my email account and I had this death threat on my email. But it was just like the names that people call us, or it's just appalling. It's absolutely appalling, she added. Lana also spoke about cyberbullying. You know, cyberbullying is a big cause of suicide, she said. And I just want to speak out on it as like, this is really, really wrong. It's completely wrong. People really need to think before they comment, because all they're doing is they're hiding behind screens and they're being mean. You know, people, do people want to be responsible for people killing themselves? I'm going to continue to strongly speak out about it, because I think there's a lot of people that are victims of cyberbullying, and it really affects their entire life, and it's wrong, and it needs to stop. I agree. Yes, cyberbullying needs to stop. It's a terrible thing. But at the same time, if this is true, I don't want to say, oh, it's not true or not. Again, I don't know. I have not checked Lana's Twitter like that. It's just that one tweet. But let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. And this is true. If it is, then it's wrong. I think it's sad that people take this shit to heart. The fact that we have to stoop so low. Oh my God, we're going to threaten to kill someone over a storyline. It's sad. It really, really, if this is true or not, again, it is what it is. But there's a match. Lashley and Rusev at a tables match. Lashley was put through a table this past Monday on Raw in the contract signing or the divorce signing, whatever. I gotta say this. You gotta give Rusev a bone here. Yeah, Rusev had some momentum here, but it's been all Lashley almost these past couple of weeks. So you gotta throw Rusev a bone here eventually. I do see Lana going through a table also as well. So that being said, I'm going with Rusev getting the win. But there's that. Again, nothing to really care about in this match when you ask me. We then have the Kabuki. We'll go to Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy in a singles match. Buddy Murphy been the one knocking on the door, calling out Aleister Black. I do feel like this match will be that one match to look forward to on the show. Like, if there's anything that's good on this show, I say that. But depends where you put them on the card. Hopefully there's not a pre-show. This doesn't get relegated to the kickoff show. I hope it does not get relegated to the kickoff show. That being said, I say you give Aleister Black a win. Buddy Murphy, this can continue going, but we'll see. But that being said, I'm going with Aleister Black. I think he needs to win as well. So from there we go to the New Day of Big E and Kofi Kingston versus the Revival for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. I don't care about this match, honestly. They've had numerous matches before in the past. They're just another one. So that being said, I'm going with the New Day to retain the titles here. So they go with that. We get Roman Reigns and King Corbin in a tables, ladders, and chair match. Let this shit end already. Let this end. We saw what happened this past Friday on SmackDown with the dog food thing. I thought it was funny as shit. I know people frowning, oh, how dumb of them to do that. It's so dumb. It's so stupid. That being said, I don't give a fuck. Let this shit just fucking end already. Seriously, this needs to end. No more of this. No fucking more. No. That being said, Roman Reigns for the fuck of it. Okay? Roman needs his revenge. Roman needs his comeuppance. My bad. Roman needs to get a win here. Roman needs to get revenge on Baron Corbin. So there you go with that. We then get Bray Wyatt, Mr. Rogers Bray Wyatt versus The Miz in a singles match. So the Universal Champion, the current Universal Champion, will not be defending the championship against The Miz. A regular match. And it makes sense in a way. Not really. I take that back. Where, okay, you have your Universal Champion, right? Not defend the championship here in a match with The Miz, who a couple of weeks ago, Bray Wyatt has reference to Miz's family, and Miz got shook by this, and he's defending for his family and all that stuff, right? Got personal, right? There's that family portrait where instead of Miz with Maurice and the babies, it was Bray Wyatt, right? And it's funny, you can think about this, right? At Survivor Series, we had Rey Mysterio versus Brock Lesnar. Granted, it was involving family, right? Because Brock put his hands on Rey's son. But even though, yeah, granted, you're not going to have Bray put his hands on Mrs. kids or his wife, but it's involving family. You have a pissed off Miz here, a motivated Miz. This should be for the championship, in my honest opinion. Maybe they make it for the blue belt where the Miz doesn't win, right? But that being said, it's a non-title match. I see this ending in a disqualification. I see that happening. And then at Royal Rumble, we get The Fiend versus Daniel Bryan. But we'll see how that goes as well. Now, this, I think, needs to end the show for the sake of it being, okay, a match that there's been whatever. The Kabuki Warrior of Asuka and Kairi Sane versus Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair for the Women's Tag Team Championships in a TLC match. So the belts will be up in the air, and they got a retriever climbing the ladder. They did this whole thing where Charlotte and Becky have faced the Kabuki Warriors in separate handicap matches. Charlotte lost to the Kabuki Warrior a couple weeks ago. Becky won by disqualification, right? A couple weeks ago as well, like this past Monday on Raw. And it gets to the point now, hey, you gotta make the match. You knew they were going this direction. Granted, despite how you may feel about Charlotte being put in this spot, right? Because it's Charlotte Flair. Because again, this is another way to showcase the women, if you will. This might likely close the show. I don't see why not. I don't see why you don't close the show with this. I don't see why not. It would be so silly of them if they close the show, right? It'd be so silly of them if they close the show with Roman Reigns and King Corbin. Just saying. Just saying with that. And that's WWE TLC for you. Again, there's no Rollins and Kevin Owens. Again, this feels more like a house show than it does a pay-per-view. But that's how WWE's ending 2019 with this pay-per-view. And then later on is the Steve Austin podcast with Bill Goldberg. So there's that as well. I will be doing a review on TLC later on in the night once the show's over. So again, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. But I'll be doing a review, episode 317 of the Team Hill podcast regarding WWE TLC. I might even talk about Final Battle and stuff like that. But we'll see. Okay. So before we go any forward here, before we move forward, all right, go any further, if you will, let's talk about the ratings. Holy shit, the fucking rating this week for AEW and fucking NXT, the Wednesday Night Wars. So you got to remember, right? A couple of weeks ago, it was this whole thing where, holy crap, NXT beat AEW 2 weeks in a row, and then last week AEW got a slight win over NXT, and now this week alone, for the first time that I saw this shit, we get a fucking tie. Per Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer, a tie. Literally, both NXT and AEW, 778,000 viewers. A tie. Holy shit. Then I believe it, but it's a fucking tie, right? But apparently, yeah, AEW got the upper hand in the demographic, which is, to me, honestly, is ridiculous. I know a lot of AEW fans, but everyone in the demo, like, who gives a shit? Seriously, it's a tie. It's a fucking tie. It's stupid, though. Again, I did watch part of Dynamite for what it was worth. I did not catch NXT fully. I did watch the ending of the triple threat match between Keith Lee, Balor, and Ciampa. And Finn Balor is challenging Adam Cole next week for the NXT Championship. Like literally next week's shows for both brands are going to be stacked, right? You have an AEW, you have Jericho versus Jungle Boy, right? To see if Jungle Boy can last 10 minutes with Jericho. You have the Young Bucks versus SCU for the tag titles as well. And, we also had that MJF promo that got censored like crazy. Stuff like that as well. They also announced AEW, their pay-per-view coming up is going to be called, if I remember correctly here, it's going to be called Revolution. Coming up in February, I believe. Yes. It's coming up in February, if I remember correctly here. Yeah, it's coming up February 29th from the Wintrust Arena in downtown Chicago, Illinois. That's going down as well for AEW. I did hear that NXT, I did hear about that crazy cruiserweight title match between Lio Rush and Angel Garza. Angel Garza got the win, but I heard the match was so great. I didn't watch it yet. I know I'm late on shit, but I heard it was great. And also after the match, he proposed to his girlfriend. So congrats on that. You win the title and you propose. And it's funny because I didn't really think Angel Garza will be champion right away. I mean, granted, the belt's not part of NXT, and he just showed up on that roster and that brand a couple of months ago, right, from that whole breakout tournament, and now here he is. He's the cruiserweight champion, and I like that, honestly. I say that because I feel like it's unpredictability almost with that belt now that it's part of the NXT. Anyone can hold it now. Anyone. I don't mean that in a bad way either. I don't. But it's cool. Awesome. Good on him for that. So, also, next week as well, you're getting Shayna Baszler versus Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's Championship. I liked how they did a video package for Rhea Ripley, how far she's come, where she's been to get to this moment. And I say this right now. I predict this coming Wednesday, we get a title change. I see Rhea Ripley becoming the new women's champion. If there's anyone on that roster, I feel like right now that's believable enough to dethrone Shayna Baszler, it's Rhea Ripley. Granted, you can do the whole thing where Dakota Kai gets involved and costs Ripley the championship, but I don't think no. I think honestly you have Rhea Ripley win the belt, and there's that. Also, you have Balor and Adam Cole. The first time to my knowledge, they're going to go at it one-on-one. Granted, I think they had a match a while ago, years ago in the UK on the Independents, but this is the first time on a global, on a major platform. Let's be correct here, okay? Let's be correct. The first time that Cole and Balor are going at it on a major platform, okay? I see Adam Cole retaining. I don't see why you have Balor. I don't see why you have Balor win the belt. I don't see why you have Balor beat Adam Cole. I know people were upset that, oh my God, why did Finn Balor beat Ciampa or Keith Lee? Why did Keith Lee get pinned and stuff like that? It's a simple reason. Again, NXT is going head to head with AEW next week when both shows are stacked. You need name value. And say what you want about Balor, but he's a name. He's been around places. He's a former Intercontinental Champion, first Universal Champion. Not tag team champion, but he's been around. He's a big name, right? So there's that if you think about it. Now, with that being said, let's get into Final Battle, right? Let's get into Final Battle. I think I basically covered everything that I wanted to cover here, right? Let's get into now Ring of Honor's Final fucking Battle going down today. Later on today at 8 p.m. Apparently, they're going to have a free hour at 7 p.m., which is like their kickoff show. But after that is going to be the pay-per-view from 8 p.m. to God knows how long. And I'm going to keep it 100 with you guys. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything here. I haven't watched Ring of Honor such a long time. Like, I watched their pay-per-view, the last one I think it was, and it was whatever. But, man, if you're Ring of Honor, you're hoping 2019 ends already. Like, get it over with and go on to next year and try to rebrand everything going into 2020. Because let's be real about it. Ring of Honor is basically now what Impact Wrestling was in 2013, 2014, even part of 2015. That's how low it's gotten, right? it's crazy because I think there are seats still available to purchase, or tickets, if you will, to purchase on the site. It's in Baltimore, to my understanding. It's going to be in Baltimore, Maryland, right? At the UMBC Event Center, right? To my understanding. Yeah, in Baltimore, Maryland. And I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm kind of happy that they're not in New York. I'm happy that they're not in New York. Okay? That's just me, of course, okay? So I'm looking at the card right now. There's 10 matches on this whole thing. 10 matches, people. 10 matches on this card. Okay? We have here Dalton Castle and Joe Hendry versus Silas Young and Josh Woods in a tag team match. It should be a fun match. I know that Silas Young and Josh Woods, they paired up recently, a couple months ago and stuff. But if I pick again, you're talking to someone that has not watched Ring of Honor in a long time. I'm just gonna go rapid fire with predictions, see who's gonna win, who's gonna lose. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna go with Silas Young and Josh Woods getting the win. We have Red Titus and Kenny King, the former All Night Express, going at it here, right? The All Night Express, right? Going at it. That being said, I think Kenny King does pull the win. I think Kenny King has even though despite where he's been, the shape of Ring of Honor, I think Kenny King's had a good year, right? So that being said, I'm going with Kenny King. We have Angelina Love versus Maria Maniac. To my understanding, this was supposed to be originally Angelina Love versus Kelly Klein for the Women of Honor Championship, but now that Kelly Klein isn't with the company anymore, there's no belt. So now you just have Maria Maniac filling in, who has also been in the talk this week on the internet and wrestling with Teddy Hart, but that's to each their own. That being said, I'm going with Maria Maniac getting the win here. But again, it's just the fact of the whole thing with Kelly Klein and all that shit happening under the scenes, it kind of rubbed people the wrong way. We then have Villain Enterprises of Marty Scurll and Flip Gordon versus Bandito and Flamita. This is likely to be Marty Scurll's final appearances with Ring of Honor. I gotta believe. So with that being said, I'm going with Bandito and Flamita getting the win. Shane Taylor defending the Ring of Honor Television Championship versus Dragon Lee. I've been enjoying Shane Taylor. For what I've seen in Ring of Honor, I've enjoyed his stuff. Dragon Lee, we all know, is great as well. He had that match with Kenny Omega a couple weeks ago in AAA to no avail, really. But that being said, I'm going to go with Shane Taylor retaining the championship. I don't see why you take the belt off him right now. You don't do it. We have Matt Taven versus Vincent, former Vinny Marseglia, in a singles match. Matt Taven, the former Ring of Honor World Champion. The Kingdom is no more. So that being said, I'm going to go with, in this situation, I'm going to go with Vincent getting the win. Yeah. We then have Mark Haskins versus Bully Ray in a street fight. Mark Haskins has to get a win here, right? In that one. We have, for the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship, we have the Briscoes, Mark and Jay Briscoe, who are lifers in that company. They're lifers in that company, defending the tag titles versus Jay Lethal and Jonathan Gresham. I do remember from last time I saw Ring of Honor, Gresham and Lethal were feuding, right? And Gresham finally got a win over Lethal and all that stuff. I say you put the belt on them. Put the belt on Jay Lethal and Jonathan Gresham. Why the fuck not? And then we have the main event. Yuck. Rush, who I've been enjoying for a long time, right? Who's the Ring of Honor World Champion, going up against fucking PCO. PCO, how old is he now? I want to know. PCO is literally 51 years old. You have Final Battle being main eventing by Rush and 51-year-old PCO. And here's the thing about it, okay? Not to come off like I'm shitting on PCO, because I've seen PCO. On the independents, prior to signing the Ring of Honor, PCO was amazing, right? PCO was doing this crazy shit that you just wouldn't see, you just wouldn't imagine. And he goes to Ring of Honor, you put him in Villain Enterprises, right? And you turn him into like this fucking Frankenstein freak that, it's just not for me. I'm sorry, it's not for me. It should be a fun little match, all the fuck you want. But I don't see a reason why you take the belt off Rush right now. I get it. You want to have PCO get his moment. Oh my God, yes. But no. There should not be a reason why you take the belt off Rush Fuck no. In my honest opinion. So that's Final Battle for you. If you're watching the show, let me know. I'll likely watch it. I don't know yet. Again, Ring of Honor, like I said before, has been in a slump. And you can make the argument, oh, it's the AEW effect. And you know what? Let's put it that way. Yeah, it's the AEW effect. And hopefully, if you're Ring of Honor, let's get through 2019 with this show and try to refocus and just get things back together for 2020 and all that stuff. All right. But again, guys, that's going to be it for the wrestling. Also, later on tomorrow night as well. Not only are you getting NWA Into the Fire, but you're also getting UFC 245. Yeah. UFC 245 going down. You have literally, when you think about it, right? 3 title fights. You have Amanda Nunes defending her women's bantamweight championship versus Germaine Durandame, the former UFC featherweight champion. The first UFC women's featherweight champion. You also have Max Holloway defending the featherweight champion versus Alexander Volkanovski. And then the main event, you have Kamaru Usman defending the UFC welterweight championship versus Colby Chaos Covington. I see Amanda Nunes retaining her belt. I see Max Holloway retaining the championship. And in Colby Covington versus Kamaru Usman, I see Usman winning, but low-key, I'm hoping Covington pulls up the upset. I really, really do. Right? I've enjoyed the whole MAGA gimmick. That's just me. I know it rubs people off the wrong way. And I said this a long time ago. Colby Covington, and you see it yourself when you watch him, right? He's benefited so much from being a part of Impact Wrestling in that whole time where Lash was feuding. When Lash was there, he was the world champion, and there was this whole thing whether Lash was going to be doing MMA or pro wrestling. I had to make a choice. And you had Dan Lambert, the whole American Top Team, and Colby Covington benefited from that, right? Doing promos, how to be a character, right? He even went on the independent scene and wrestled on the independent and stuff like that, right? But again, he's benefited from all that. You know what I mean? He even said, hey, if it doesn't work out, he might end up going into WWE or pro wrestling. I think, honestly, he has a run in pro wrestling. He can do it, in my honest opinion. But we'll see what happens. But that's going to be it for the show. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Give me your thoughts on what I discussed and all that fun stuff. This Sunday after TLC, there will be episode 317 of the Team Hill podcast live on the channel and all that stuff, reviewing TLC. And who else? What else? We'll see what happens, okay? But thank you for tuning in. Follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. And as always, guys, hate, comment, and subscribe. And this has been Around the Point.